Hey guys, driving thoughts here. Something I was thinking about as I was driving was, what do we say when there's nothing to say, nothing that we have to say? Do we have to fill the void? Do we have to try and come up with something to speak? Or can we just sit and think and meditate, sit and muse upon maybe something that we've learned recently? Ancient Jewish culture, I know this because I grew up in the Christian church. Ancient Jewish culture, a lot of the scribes, the Pharisees, Sadducees, the religious leaders, they would have a headband that they would wear around their head with a little box, and in the box they would print little teeny tiny scrolls of scripture. Typically one verse at a time. It's from at least what I recall, and they would put it on their forehead. And there's a Bible verse that said, that says something along the lines of, like scripture placed on the forehead or something like that. And but what they would do is they would just think about that. They knew what was in there, and they would just sit there and think about it. And I think that sometimes when there's nothing to say, instead of trying to fill the void, think of the most pertinent, powerful, emotional, whatever the case may be, the most pertinent thing that you heard recently, and just muse upon that, meditate upon that, think upon that. And just like the ancient Jews, they were putting that right there on their forehead where their pineal gland is, which is where our intuition comes from, and that's our on our frontal lobe. We have our different chakras, and it's tied into our chakra system as well. And it picks up the frequencies of what we're receiving from the universe, but it also puts out the frequencies of what we are mentally putting out into the universe. And so when we put upon our forehead and we think about the things that have deeper meaning for us, or something that we want to take into our lives in order to change our lives, in order to alter a certain aspect, perhaps, of how we view situations, how we deal with life, it's good to take the time to not try and fill the void by talking unnecessarily about other things, but to take that time in order to think and to muse upon that information. And I think that when we slow down and we just take time to think about something, it's refreshing, it's cleansing, and it changes our vibrational frequency that we are currently putting out into the universe, instead of it being one where we are trying to just put something out there without any depth of meaning to it. Instead, when we take time to think about something and really ponder it and how it applies to our life, it can change our thought process throughout an entire day, or a week, or a month, or a year, as we try and find a way to infiltrate that into our life. And we slow down and we change that frequency that we're putting out there into the universe, and we make it something that's not only better for others, but it's going to be better for ourselves. Find something today that you can put into your mind and just sit there and think about it. Sometimes I have words that pop into my head, a single word, and I will just think about that word and how it applies to my life, or what it could possibly, be that I can learn from a specific word. There's some motorcyclists doing some stupid stuff It's a dude literally riding sideways over here. What a dumbass. That's all I've got to say for today. I lost my train of thought with those dummies. Have a wonderful and blessed day.